Well, g'day ladies and gentlemen, my name's Andre Knott, host of BlankCanvasTV.com, and we are changing the way you see and experience art. Yes, that's what we're all about here, and today we are talking about this question right here: what art should I collect? Now, I get this question all the time. I mean, I've been in the business 14 years, listening to people, talking to people about all sorts of art that they like and enjoy, and I am basically asked this question all the time, and I basically want to answer that for people here this day. I'll tell you, I think it comes down to one key aspect, just one key aspect at the end of the day, and that is I should buy art that I like. Only art that I like, art that sings to you, art that has an emotional response. But I think there are a number of concepts regarding that. I mean, I know that's a very simplistic way of looking at it, but I mean, quite honestly, it is the best way to look at it. However, at the end of the day, you want to have something that you enjoy, something you love, something you're going to want to hang on your wall forever and a day. And perhaps change it up, of course, but it needs to be something that sings to you, that at least gives you passion and enjoyment while you're looking at it. But there's a number of ways in which we can experience this on a day-to-day basis. But I want to also get across to people that there is art for all types of people. All people are different, and therefore they'll all have different tastes. So when you ask this question, what art should I buy? It comes down to a point of basically what art sings to you. And I also think it needs to be something about understanding that people buy art at all different times and places in their art collecting careers. You won't always like the same art throughout your entire career or collecting career. That is if you're changing, that is if you're learning about it, that is if you are looking at different ideals within the art world. So I think that's what you have to understand as well, that as your tastes mature and you get closer to understanding more about art and more about the art and artists that you're dealing with or that you enjoy, or the art that you come across, or the art that you read about in glossy magazines about the art world, this is what you have to understand, that there'll be different times in your art collecting careers that you want to look at those things as well. Now, I think some of the main concepts we talk about here in this episode are art for experts, people who have experienced in the art collecting world. I mean, there is no expert in the art world. You are the expert, if you like, in your world of art collecting. But understand this, that when you're looking, there's experienced art collectors, middle of the road art collectors, people have been looking at it for some time but wouldn't consider themselves so super experienced, but certainly beyond beginner status, like they've been doing for the last 5 or 10 years, and they've really filled their home with all sorts of different genres of art. I call them the middle road collectors. And then there's the beginners, people who haven't even started collecting art before. But the great thing about what I do, and the thing that I am dealing with all the time, is people from all genres, and that's magnificent. As an art dealer, I get that opportunity to see so many people from all different walks of life and all different experience levels in the art world as well. And I think it's important we understand that there are those three, but I've got experience dealing with all three, and I want to tell you all about it. First of all, there's the beginners. People, I think what you have to understand, I mean, we're going to talk about this in more detail at another episode, and you know, and that is, buy what you like. Buy whichever art that sings to you, calls to you, okay? Couldn't put it any more simple than that. That is exactly what it should be. It should never ever be about what your friends think, or what your family thinks, or about what your girlfriend thinks, or what the wife, well, maybe sometimes, but if you know what I mean. It's about you. It's about you and the people immediately close to you who are going to be enjoying that art from a day-to-day basis, and the people who essentially are buying it. I mean, those are the people who should be influencing you in how you're, you know, maybe you're going into it as a deal with the spouse or the wife or the husband or whoever it might be. Then yes, sure, agree on what you're going to buy, but buy art that you like, that you're going to enjoy. Sometimes people buy abstract art because they love the colors, they love the vibrancy, things that just jump out at them, and that's great. That's amazing, but they're wondering to themselves, oh, what's my friend going to think of this hanging on the wall, this abstract piece that I don't understand and I can't really explain it to them, and therefore they're not going to be able to explain it and they'll kind of turn their nose up. Sometimes I think that the best art is art that cannot be explained, and the best art is art that can be, you know, really will never be understood by everyone. Someone says that this work here is amazing, another person says that this work here, how could you have it hanging on your wall? Sometimes I think that is the way in which art should be looked at, and maybe even defines what great art is. But you know, that's another episode as well. But don't hold back. Don't hold back when you're buying art. If you like it and you can afford it, go ahead and buy it. Otherwise you'll kick yourself, someone else will pick it up, you won't be able to have that opportunity again. It's just like everything in life. Why would you procrastinate? That's the beginners. Let's talk about the middle people. People who have been at this business for a while. They know what they understand that concept of buying what they like. They know that they want to buy what they like. They understand that, and now they're starting to focus on other things. Now, what you should be looking for, maybe you've already bought the art that you've liked, the middle people, the people who have done it for a while, maybe the 3, 4, 5 year people. Maybe you bought art that you liked before, and that's great. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Now you've got that hanging on your wall and you're saying, oh goodness, I don't know what next to step into collecting. Well, this is important you understand. Have a look a little bit at buying collectible items. Items that are collectible, items that are going to maybe have some appreciation into the future as well. But not only that, understand that what you ought to look for is sometimes some big names. Start looking at some of the masters, start looking at some of the big names of the modern art world, and you can talk to your art dealers and people in the local area, in your local art galleries, but people you trust and respect in the art world. Look at those big names in the art world. I mean, maybe you start to focus on Picasso and Chagall, some of the big masters of the 20th century, limited editions by them, but probably what you really should be looking for is originals. Start collecting original artwork. Yes, it's going to be more expensive. Yes, you might be looking at beyond $2,000, way up, but understand, usually if you're looking at originals in the $5,000 to $10,000 mark, you're probably looking at an artist who's already reached a level of acclaim in their career that is going to, essentially ensure that they may show a growing part in their career into the future, and there might be more potential value in it into the future. But understand this, when you're looking at those artists, that you really should be looking for big names and originals as well. So, I mean, those are the sort of things right there. I think we could talk for quite some time about this whole topic right here. What I might do is actually cut this in 2 episodes, and I'll come back to the experienced people tomorrow. People who have an understanding about art already, they know what they're looking at. I might actually give a bit more of an insight into this tomorrow in the next episode, because I just don't want it to go for too long. Because I could really go into quite a bit of depth for those experienced art collectors out there and people who know what they're looking at but ready to step into the next level of art collecting. So we'll approach that tomorrow. I'm Andre Knott, host of BlankCanvasTV.com. Make sure you keep checking out the website. Make sure you keep coming back to this. Bookmark it if you like. Come and say g'day. Put your say g'day to me. Yeah, just put your details down the front right there. People will say, "Gosh, you talk with that Australian accent." Well, say g'day just down there in the comment section, and make sure that you leave your comment. Maybe you've experienced art collecting for the first time. Maybe you've just done it. Maybe you've just stepped into that. Tell me about it. I want to hear about those beginning art collectors, the thrill you got, the excitement you got, the comments you're getting about these works on your wall. So I'd love to hear from you. Make sure you make a comment down the bottom right here. Let me know all about it. I'll answer your comments, your questions, and of course we can get a discussion group going as well. So I'll see you on the next episode, and we're going to talk about the experienced art collectors out there and exactly what they should be looking for in the art world. I'm Andre Knott. I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.